47 minutes ago, I couldn't code. I still can't. But right now, there's a live website on the internet, real URL, real users hitting it. And I built it. Not built like I hired someone. Not built like I used a drag-and-drop website builder. I mean, I described what I wanted in plain English, watched an AI write thousands of lines of code, and clicked one button to put it on the internet. The entire thing cost me less than a large pizza. And by the end of this video, you're going to do the exact same thing. Let me tell you what we're really talking about here. Because this isn't just another AI is cool video. This is about something that should genuinely concern anyone who charges money to put websites on the internet. The traditional path to getting a web application live looks something like this. Step 1. Learn to code. That's anywhere from 6 months to 4 years, depending on your ambition and tolerance for pain. Step 2. Actually build the thing. For a simple app, we're talking weeks. Complex? Months. Step 3. And here's where it gets really fun. Figure out deployment. Deployment. DevOps. Whatever you want to call the process of taking code from your computer and making it available to the entire planet. This is where non-technical founders go to die. You need to understand servers. You need to understand domains, DNS records, SSL certificates, continuous integration, continuous deployment, environment variables, build processes. And if you don't understand it, you hire someone who does. A mid-level DevOps engineer in the US costs between $120,000 and $180,000 per year. That's not a typo. That's the baseline for someone who can take your code and reliably get it onto the internet. Now here's the pattern interrupt you weren't expecting. Forget everything I just said. Because in May 2024, the rules changed. Let me introduce you to the two-tool stack that is quietly making traditional deployment knowledge optional. Tool 1, Cursor. Cursor is an AI-powered code editor built as a fork of VS Code. If you've ever seen VS Code, that's the blue icon basically every developer has on their computer. Imagine that, but with an AI so deeply integrated that the line between you writing code and AI writing code completely disappears. AnySphere, the company behind Cursor, raised $60 million in series of funding last year. Investors valued them at $400 million. And there's a reason that money is flooding in. Cursor has a feature called Composer. And Composer is the reason I'm making this video. You describe in plain English, in the same language you'd use to text a friend, what you want your application to do. And Composer generates entire multi-file code bases automatically. I'm not talking about code snippets. I'm not talking about autocomplete suggestions. I'm talking about describing, I want a habit tracking app where users can log daily habits, see their streaks, and get a weekly summary email. And watching Cursor write dozens of files, configure databases, set up APIs, create user interfaces. All from a paragraph. Tool 2, Vercel. If Cursor is how you create the code, Vercel is how you get it onto the internet. And I need you to understand how radical Vercel's approach is. Traditional deployment requires you to provision servers, configure networking, set up SSL certificates, create deployment pipelines, manage environment variables across staging and production environments. Vercel, 3 terminal commands. npm install Vercel, Vercel login, Vercel deploy. That's it. You type those 3 things and your application is live on the internet with automatic HTTPS, distributed across a global CDN, with serverless functions if you need them. No server configuration. No infrastructure knowledge required. Over 700,000 developers use Vercel's platform. They serve billions of requests weekly. And their hobby tier, the one you'd use to prototype and validate ideas, is completely free. Let's do the math on what this stack actually costs. Cursor Pro, $20 per month. Vercel Hobby Tier, $0. Total, less than $25 monthly for a complete prototype to production pipeline. Compare that to $150,000 for a DevOps engineer. We're talking about a 6,000x cost reduction. Now I can already hear the objections forming. Sure, that works for toys. But real applications require real engineering. Fair point. Let's stress test it. I've spent the last month building increasingly complex applications using nothing but Cursor and Vercel. No other tools. No backup developer on call. Just me, my keyboard, and a willingness to describe what I wanted. Application 1. A customer feedback portal for a friend's e-commerce business. Users submit feedback. It gets categorized by AI. The owner gets daily digest emails. Live in 43 minutes. Application 2. An internal tool for a marketing agency to track campaign performance across multiple client accounts. Dashboard with charts, data filtering, CSV exports. Live in 2 hours and 11 minutes. Application 3. A booking system for a yoga studio. Schedule management, payment processing integration, automated reminders. This one took longer, 4 hours and change, because payments are tricky. All 3 are currently running. Real users, real transactions, real business value. And I'm not a developer. Let me walk you through exactly how this works, step by step, so you can replicate it today. Step 1. Open Cursor and start a new project. Command palette, new composer conversation. Step 2. Describe your application in detail. And I mean detail. The more specific you are, the better the output. Don't say build me a to-do app, say build me a task management application where users can create projects. Add tasks to projects, set due dates, assign priority levels, mark tasks complete, and filter views by project or priority. Use a clean, minimal design with dark mode support. Step 3. Let Composer generate the initial codebase. This usually takes 60 to 90 seconds for a medium complexity application. You'll see files appearing in your project, React components, API routes, database schemas, configuration files. Step 4. Run it locally. In Cursor's terminal, you'll type npm run dev, and suddenly your application is running on localhost. You can see it. You can click around. You can find the things that aren't quite right. Step 5. Iterate with Cursor's inline AI. See something you want to change? Highlight it, press Command+K. Describe what you want different. Make this button blue instead of green. Add a loading spinner here. This form should validate email addresses. Step 6. When you're happy with it, deploy to Vercel. 3 commands, remember. npm install Vercel, Vercel login, Vercel deploy. Or, if you want to be even lazier, connect your GitHub repo, and Vercel deploys automatically every time you push code. Here's something that changes how you work with clients and stakeholders. Every single time you push code to GitHub, Vercel creates a unique preview URL. Think about what this means. You're on a call with a client. They ask for a change. You make the change in Cursor while they're still on the call. You push it. 30 seconds later, you send them a link to see the change live. No, I'll have that for you next week. No, let me check with the development team. No endless back and forth over mockups and specifications. They describe it. You build it. They see it. All in the same conversation. Guillermo Rauch, he's the CEO of Vercel, said something that stuck with me. The future of web development is typing what you want, not dragging and dropping pre-built components, not learning programming languages, just typing, describing, conversing with AI about what you need, and then clicking deploy. The market agrees, by the way. The no-code and low-code development platform market is projected to hit $187 billion by 2030. That's a 31% annual growth rate. But here's what I find interesting. Cursor isn't really no-code. It's generating real code. Full, production-quality code that a senior developer would recognize and approve of. It's no code for you. But it's not no code for the application. This distinction matters because it means you're not limited by the constraints of drag-and-drop builders. You're not stuck with their templates. You're not paying platform fees forever. You own the code. You can modify it. You can take it elsewhere if you want. The AI just handles the translation between what you want and what the computer needs to hear. Now, you might be wondering about alternatives. GitHub Copilot is the big one. Microsoft reported 1.8 million paid subscribers by early 2024. Copilot is excellent at autocomplete. You start typing a function. It suggests how to finish it. But that requires you to start typing, to know what a function is, to understand the structure of the code you're writing. Cursor's Composer is different because it generates from zero. You don't need to know how to start. You don't need to understand code structure. You describe the end result and work backward. For experienced developers, Copilot might be faster because they can guide it more precisely. For non-developers, Cursor's approach is the only one that actually works. Under the hood, Cursor uses Claude and GPT-4 models. This matters because these are the most capable language models currently available. When you give Cursor a complex instruction, it's actually being processed by the same AI that researchers are using to write academic papers and lawyers are using to analyze contracts. This isn't some simplified, dumbed-down AI for beginners. It's the real thing, just with an interface designed for building software. Okay, reality check time. I've been very positive about this stack, and I believe everything I've said. But I'd be misleading you if I didn't talk about the failure modes. Where does this break down? First, highly custom, complex applications. If you're building something that's never been built before, with unusual technical requirements, AI will struggle. It's learned from existing code. It generates based on patterns. Novel problems require novel solutions that AI can't always provide. Second, debugging can be nightmarish. When something breaks, and something always breaks, you're stuck trying to fix code you didn't write and don't fully understand. Cursor helps here. You can ask it to explain and fix errors. But there are limits. Some bugs require deep technical knowledge to resolve. Third, performance optimization and scaling. Getting an app live is one thing. Getting it to handle 10,000 concurrent users without crashing is another. This stack gets you to V1. Getting to V10 might still require real engineering expertise. Fourth, security. AI-generated code isn't automatically secure code. If you're handling sensitive data, financial transactions, health information, you need professional review before going live. Period. So who is this actually for? This stack is perfect for founders validating ideas before investing in full development. Build the prototype yourself, test the market, then hire engineers if it works. Marketers who need internal tools but can't get engineering time. That lead scoring system you've been waiting 6 months for? Build it this afternoon. Small agencies who can't afford dedicated DevOps. Deploy client projects without the infrastructure complexity. Content creators who need custom tools for their workflow. Scheduling systems, analytics dashboards, audience engagement tools. Consultants who want to prototype solutions during client conversations. Demonstrate value before writing proposals. This stack is not for enterprise applications with strict compliance requirements. High-traffic consumer products expecting millions of users. Anything involving healthcare, finance, or critical infrastructure. Projects that will definitely need a professional engineering team eventually. Start with that team instead. Let me prove this isn't theoretical. I'm going to build something right now. On camera. You can watch the timer. The application. A simple landing page with an email sign-up form that sends captured emails to a Google Sheet. This is something a marketer might need for a quick campaign. Something that would typically require either a tool like MailChimp, which costs money and might be overkill, or a developer, which costs more money and takes time to schedule. Opening Cursor. New project. Composer. Prompt. Create a modern landing page for a newsletter about AI tools for non-technical professionals. The page should have a headline, 3 bullet points describing the value proposition, an email capture form, and send the captured emails to a Google Sheets spreadsheet via a webhook. Use a clean, professional design with good typography. Sending to Composer. Watching the files generate. There's my React components. There's my API route. There's the webhook integration. Running locally to test. npm run dev opening localhost. The page looks good. Entering a test email. Checking the network tab. Webhook fired. Checking my Google Sheet, email captured. Now deployment. Opening terminal. Vercel login, already logged in. Vercel deploy. Watching the build. Done. Live URL. Clicking it. The page loads. Testing the form again. Email appears in the Google Sheet. 11 minutes and 43 seconds. From nothing to a live landing page capturing emails to a spreadsheet. Under 12 minutes. Zero code written by me. This is what I mean when I say the rules have changed. Let's talk about what this means for the next 3 to 5 years. Prediction 1. Can code stops being a differentiator and can describe precisely becomes the valuable skill. The people who thrive will be those who can articulate exactly what they need in clear, detailed language. Writers might have an advantage here. Prediction 2. The solo founder becomes dramatically more viable. Building an MVP no longer requires co-founders or contractors. One person with good ideas and clear communication can build and ship. Prediction 3. Junior developer roles transform. Entry-level positions will focus less on writing code and more on reviewing, debugging, and improving AI-generated code. The job title might stay the same, but the daily work will be unrecognizable. Prediction 4. The indie maker renaissance accelerates. Tools like this lower the barrier, so far that we'll see an explosion of niche, specific tools built by individuals for small audiences. The long tail of software gets much longer. Prediction 5. And this is the controversial one. Some development agencies will quietly adopt this stack without telling clients. They'll charge the same rates while delivering faster. Some already are. Here's how to get started today. Step 1. Download Cursor from cursor.com. It's free to start, $20 per month for Pro, which gets you more AI requests. Step 2. Create a Vercel account at vercel.com. The hobby tier is free. Step 3. Pick a simple project. Don't start with your dream SaaS product. Start with something tiny. A personal landing page. A simple calculator. A tool that solves one small problem in your workflow. Step 4. Use Composer to generate it. Be detailed in your descriptions. More context equals better output. Step 5. Deploy it. Those 3 commands. See it live. Feel the magic. Step 6. Iterate. Find what's wrong. Ask Cursor to fix it. Redeploy. Get comfortable with the cycle. Step 7. Gradually increase complexity. Each project, try something slightly harder. Add user authentication. Add a database. Add payment processing. Within a month, you'll be dangerous. Not a developer, exactly, but someone who can make things happen without depending on developers. I started this video by telling you I built something in 47 minutes that would have previously taken weeks or months and thousands of dollars. But the real point isn't about speed or money. It's about agency. For the first time in the history of software, the ability to create and deploy functional applications is accessible to anyone willing to describe what they want. You don't need permission. You don't need budget approval. You don't need to wait for the dev team to have bandwidth. You need a laptop, $25 a month, and clarity about what you want to build. That's it. If you made it this far, you're exactly the kind of person who should be subscribed to this channel. Next week, I'm going deep on the specific prompts that generate the best cursor output. The difference between a mediocre prompt and a great one is the difference between an app that kind of works and one that feels professionally built. Hit subscribe. Hit the bell. I'll see you in that video. And hey, if you build something using this stack, drop a link in the comments. I want to see what you create. Now go make something.